Hello everyone, and welcome back to Yes, I'm a Mom. My name is Tanisha Lacey, and before I get started, I just want to remind you to go ahead and click like, subscribe, or follow, depending on what platform you're listening in on. And to go ahead and get into it tonight, let me just say that tonight is more of a ramble. We're going to call it Transparent Thursday because that's how I'm about to be. So, kind of had this brewing for the last few hours, but let's put it out there. So, we're going to talk about triggers. And for myself, I have to admit that I've been doing a lot of growing over the last several months. I mean, overall, we're always growing, but I mean, on that deep mental, emotional, spiritual perspective, to the point where you start to see things differently and more in a positive light, something that is actually beneficial to you. And so I noticed that I still have my triggers, but now I am able to take the time to actually reflect on them and think them through. Example. So earlier today, I was having a conversation in my Facebook Messenger, and I was speaking with this guy from this page that I've been following about getting your mind and your physical being together. And you guys don't know, but I'm currently starting my fitness journey all over again. I'm feeling like I'm having a lot of things in my life that are growing and moving in a positive direction, and the only thing that I've been kind of struggling with still is my weight after I had my daughter. So anyway, I had been following this page and interacting with this person, and I had a really good vibe and really was enjoying the interactions and the support and encouragement that was being given on this page. So this person messages me, and they're telling me about, kind of what they have to offer, and for me to go ahead and set up an appointment with them. So as I go to set up the appointment, I see that there is a little video that's telling you what to expect, and it's speaking about finances. Now, I've dealt with trainers before, so I know that sometimes they can get a little pricey. So I don't schedule the appointment, and I'm just honest with him. I message him back a little later and let him know that with everything I have going on, starting up a business and all these kind of things, that because the price is not listed, that I'm not sure if I would be able to afford it at this time. And I went ahead and asked, well, how much is it, so I know? And his response was, well, it sounds like you're probably not ready. And I forget what he said at the end, but it was pretty much something that had to do with, your health being an investment now or an expense later. And so in the very second, I didn't fully, think anything of it, but like a minute or two later, I felt a little shade. I did. I felt a little bit of shade. And then the more I thought about it, I felt a lot of shade. And then immediately after that, I see that he posted, in the same group that we're in, the quote that he had just said to me about your health is an investment or an expense later, And now I'm feeling really shady. And like, I'm a Pisces, so I can be very sensitive at times, and I'm kind of like in my feelings like, wow, I thought you was cool. Like, where did that come from? But here's where perspective kicks in. So the more and more I thought about it, I was a little bothered for a moment, but then I had to take the emotion out of it and just be honest. And the honest truth is, it wasn't a lie. You get what you pay for one. And number two, no one should ever have to, I don't want to say try to work with you, but discount their services. Not that I was asking that, because I definitely want to pay full price, but it's never anybody else's problem what you can or cannot do at that time, someone who's offering a service. And at the end of the day, you either are going to do this thing or you're not. That's not their job to figure out for you. So if I can see now that because I was hesitant about it, then there really was no need for him to waste his time any further. And so there really was no shade to it. It was just the truth. And I have to admit that for a long time, I have been that kind of person where when it's not, how they say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's very much me. It's very much dependent on what you say, the tone you use, Sometimes for me it is the actual phrasing, So I can look into things a little bit more deeply, and I even have a close friend who we're doing a lot better now, but we used to get into it really frequently because she has a very passionate, that's what I call it, a very passionate personality. And so when she speaks and it's something that, she's heavily into, her tone gets very intense to the point where, if we're talking about something within my life and she's trying to give me advice, I can take a bit of an offense to it because she's just speaking so aggressively, and part of my growth has been able to now realize that you have to consider the source. So I'm not saying let someone close to you disrespect you, but what I am saying is for those who are around you, who love and care about you, sometimes that tone can be a little harsh, but the understanding is that they're coming from a place of love. Now, granted, you are not allowed to cuss me out or anything like that or be disrespectful, but I can understand it's more about the context now. And before I couldn't see that. I would completely dismiss the entire message because I didn't like the delivery. So going back to what happened tonight, the truth is the truth. And that too is something that we can sometimes be in denial about. This is where, kind of accountability and self-awareness really come into play. This too ties in with being the best version of yourself. To me anyway, because accountability and self-awareness is definitely two things that are needed for you to be the best version of yourself. Being aware and open to, how you are showing up in the world. And also, we all know someone who, no matter what, cannot ever take accountability for the things that they do, the positions that they're in, the issues coming up in their lives, or everything is somebody else's fault. And you can see it plain as day that this is all their fault. But they can't accept that. And this is what I mean. And it's one of those things, you can't fix something that you don't know is broken. So if you're not aware, if you don't have that self-awareness, you don't realize that there's anything to fix within yourself. I'm not saying everyone is, damaged, but I mean, almost, to a certain degree, we kind of are. We live in this world. How could you live in this world and kind of not be? There's a lot going on, a lot of trauma going on, a lot of family traumas, dysfunctional families, generational curses, things going on just in the world. How could you not have some sort of effect? How could it not have some sort of effect on you? With that being said, it's really important that you take, moments out here and there, throughout, not necessarily your day or whatnot, but just periodically in your life. Take those moments to just check in, not only to see how you're feeling, how your mind, your emotions, and your body is feeling, but also your actions. How am I showing up in the world, and am I being honest with myself in the way that I show up in the world? Am I rude? Am I disrespectful? Am I lazy? Are you any of these kind of things that you seem to take such easily offense to, Because sometimes there's a little bit of truth to these things, especially if it's something that you hear often. It usually is just a touch of truth there, let's be honest. And it's the things that seem to sting the most, those triggers, That's the key right there. So we all have those things that trigger us. The next time that you're triggered, instead of reacting or really just being in your feelings and your emotions, that's the time to kind of go deep and really think about what it is about that thing that happened or was said or that you saw that brought up all these feelings for you. What brought up that rawness? And really begin to pick that apart and process that. And these are the kind of things that kind of will lead you to being, the best version of yourself. Because a lot of it is just things that we, unconscious things that we haven't dealt with. So once you can uncover that, you can work on the problem. And then there you go. You're in a better place. And that benefits not only you, but everyone else around you. So whether that's being a better partner or a better parent or a better worker, work those things out. We live in the kind of society right now where everything is so chaotic, you really don't even have time to really process or feel a lot of things, and that's not natural. So you really have to make that conscious decision to really sit down and deal with the things going on within you. So, in conclusion, that was my rant ramble of this evening. So I hope that all made sense and I didn't sound too loony and you guys can appreciate, what I had to say. So, in closing, if you have not already liked or subscribed or followed this series, please do so now, and I look forward to talking to you guys later. Once again, if you have any other topics or comments you want to leave for me, go ahead and do that below if there's an option. Otherwise, you can email me at yesimthemom@gmail.com, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.